Hey everybody, what's up? What is cracking? What's crack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lackin'? Somebody give me a 5 for 5, and yeah, we'll try to go on through this. I may have to reset something here real quick. I'm not sure if anybody even can hear me right now. Hope you can. Hope you can. Hope you can. But we're going to check it here. I'm going to go ahead and just X out of that. Not even worry about that. Give me a second, guys. I need to. I'll just do it this way. I don't even care about that. So, hey guys, what's happening? What is happening? We 5 for 5. Sweet, 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 sweet. Kind of going a little old school here on my little bit of a setup that I got going on. Like Donkey Kong. And I'm strong. Because that's the way we got to be, right? You know what I'm saying. I ain't even playing. Alright. Hey, what's up, Flamin'? What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing good, bud. Hope you're doing good. Hey, Renee. See here, think here. Becca, what's up? Traveler. Annette, what's up? Aaliyah. What's going on, sister? I didn't even look. Did you ever go check your P.O. box and see if you got them cards? I think everybody else I sent them out to got them. If you guys haven't got your cards yet, the ones you guys won, let me know. I think I got them all sent out, though. I'm actually waiting on a couple of addresses for a couple of my moderators, too. But need to get those set up. Hey, Renee. Flaming Jackson, share. Yes, please. Guys, I know I didn't post for a couple days. And believe me, it's not that I didn't want to. It's just that we had the holiday going on. And there was a lot of stuff going on here. During the holiday stuff, I still got a daughter here at home. And, that takes priority. And so when there's things going on with that and everything else going on, I wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen with the holiday here. We had a whole lot of stuff going on. So, but I'll just say that that's what I was doing. I apologize, but don't apologize, because I'm not going to apologize for spending time with my family. But believe me, I wanted to be here because we all, whenever you do something like that, like 2 or 3 days off in a row, you will lose subscribers. It's always that way. I mean, especially right now, guys, it's a really, really rough time for subscriber counts, which I'm not going to sit here and I don't harp on that kind of thing. You guys know I don't do that. So, but it is something that shows up in our analytics, and it is a really good indication of, if people are liking your content and stuff. So when there's no content there, what happens, right? So I get that. I'm not upset about it at all. But I am going to start doing a live stream sometime throughout the day, right? Like I have been. And I am going to do an edited video either in the morning or around midday. I think I want to start doing that. That's how my channel was actually started, and that's kind of how I got built. And I want to go get kind of back to that because there are a lot of people that like that kind of a content. So I'm able to edit it. I may not edit it, though. I may just do a 10-minute live stream and get off, because those kinds of videos will be nothing more than me coming on here and giving you guys what I've always done in the past as far as with an edited video, but in a live stream format, which would just be me just going boom, 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 and not really addressing chat at all. Because that's not, you don't address chat in a live stream. I mean in a edited video. So, and I may edit some of those videos, because they do look a little bit better. They are more professional. It cuts out a lot of my squirreling, because if I notice I'm squirreling too much, I can just simply erase that part of it and not include it in the video. Hey, miss, what's up? What's up? So, and again, guys, I fully anticipate my, the view counts and stuff are probably going to be down on this video. It's really important, though, if you really want to help me out, to share it out. I mean, I can't tell you the difference it makes. I wish I could show you, and I might one of these days be able to show you the difference of a video when it doesn't get shared and a video that does. And I know you guys probably, a lot of you guys probably don't really care a whole lot about that because you don't run channels or what have you. But I want you guys to understand why we do things that we do. And at the same time, I'm going to give you guys a better understanding of what it takes to actually do this. It does take quite a bit. And speaking of that, I'm going to talk about something tonight and the reason why I'm going to talk about this is simply the fact that there's not much space weather going on. And there is some, okay? So we're going to talk about that first. But, so I tell you what, I'm just going to go ahead and do that, all right? Because I don't want to, I've already, how far are we into this video already? I haven't even looked. We're probably just 10 minutes already. 7, yeah. So I'm trying to eliminate that too, that beginning part. And I realize this time, because when you don't live stream for a few days, you kind of lose your rhythm a little bit. So there's a lot of entry or intro time there for you guys that I've been trying not to do that. So, but I do use that intro time, guys, to send out notifications to people. So that's why I do that. And it's for no other reason. I could just hit go live and here we go and we start. And a lot of you guys would love that. I know you would. But, because of everybody's life and everything like that, it's too hectic. And I don't want to, like, just jump out here and not have... It makes me feel like I'm rushed. And then the content isn't as good. So, but thanks, guys, for really, seriously, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys. It is, it's just one of those things. And, it just is. But it doesn't matter what you do. So there's going to be somebody that's always not happy. You know what I mean? And that is what it is. And you got to learn to grow a little bit thicker skin. So anyway, so we're going to jump into this. This is SDO. This is a satellite. It's in geosynchronistic orbit. It's from our point of view. Okay? It's always in this position. All right? But it rotates to keep its eye on the sun, which means the Earth will actually pass between the sun and the satellite a couple times a year for about a week at a time. It might be even longer than a week. We got like 2 eclipse seasons for SDO. Okay? So I'm getting ready to show you guys these. Alright? Now this is ISWA. ISWA is just a hub for all kinds of different space weather models. Okay? And what you're looking at here is SDO. And this is filters on that satellite. Well, it's the filters that they use to look at specific gases. Okay? They use angstrom of light. So certain gases will show up. We can't see it with our human eyes. Alright? So as we're looking at this, I want you guys to kind of pay attention that, 171 is the angstrom. It's a part of the light spectrum. And I haven't done this in a while, but I'm going to, if space weather stays a little bit slow for the next couple days, I'm going to show you guys that the actual light spectrum and show you how much of that we can actually see, which is very, very little. Oh man, I'm sorry about that, guys. I got a headset on, I usually don't. So my mic's right by my mouth. I don't usually have to worry about taking a drink there and you guys having to hear it like that. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to gross anybody out if that's what happened there. Apologize. But anyway, 171 looks at a specific gas. I am going to start labeling these. Okay? What kind of gas you're looking at. But we look at different gases because it gives us different views. It lets us see detail in one area and not so much in another. So like if we're looking for CMEs in particular, like filaments and stuff, we'll look at the 304. And they can assign us any color they want. I've said that probably way too many times, but I feel like I need to so people understand it. They can make that any color they want. The 304 angstrom, I'm not sure if they can actually like say, hey, its natural color is this. I don't think they can. So they just assign it a color, and that's what you get to look at right there. Okay? Because our eyes just can't see outside of that, see that angstrom. So we see that, and so when we look at the 304, it shows these dark shadows really well, and they're ropes. They're magnetic ropes, basically. They call them filaments, and they lay on the in the corona and on the surface of the sun, and they will lift off. When they lift off, that's a CME. If they actually, well, it's a CME until it actually leaves the sun. Then it's technically an ICME, which means interplanetary coronal mass ejection. Now, everybody just blankets it with CME, and I'm fine with that, because that's what most people do. Even the people that do this, you know, have been well studied and teach the stuff, right? We understand when somebody says CME, typically they're just talking about a plasma eruption off the sun, okay? We understand this. So that's where we're at with that. But if I come down here and you see these, you know, like I said, you see these big magnetic filaments draped across here, when they do lift off, there's kind of like one back here. That's not really a filament, though. It's just a magnetic connection line, and there's plasma traveling on that. The filaments just tend to kind of hang there, right? But that's what this one shows. Now, if we're looking for like flares, we'll come over here to this one, because it shows bright flashes really, really well. Okay, that was a flare right there. Okay, now we got this big, huge sunspot coming in. All right, I can't say enough about that. That is a big sunspot, and I'm going to show you the backside of the sun here in just a second. Okay, there's a way for us to look at it. It's a new technology that they're using, or a new technique. They use seismic activity on the sun, and they're able to map out what the back of the sun looks like. At least it's in a rough way, but it's not so rough anymore. They're actually getting pretty detailed with it. It's getting better and better every day. But, you know, we don't have stereo A hanging out here on the side anymore, giving us a backside view a little bit. We don't get that anymore. Stereo A satellite is actually hanging out next to us now. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. Oh, guys, and by the way, guys, I will be doing a members only stream here. Oh, as you say that, Aaron drops in there with the big 5 memberships. Love you, brother. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate that, man. You know, guys, and I can't say thank you enough. I really can't. So thank you. Whoever got those memberships, please tell him thank you. I will be doing a members only stream this week, maybe even a couple. And guys, for anybody that doesn't know this, I'm able to port you guys from one live chat to another. Okay, where you guys don't have to do nothing. You can just stay in the live chat, and it'll just take you right to the next video or the live stream. I'm going to set that up for my members, so when my members only stream ends, it's going to take me right directly to the regular live stream I'm going to do for everybody. So I think that's pretty cool. Adam does it every day when he goes over on Marfugal. When he goes from his regular show, when he ends it and goes to his shoutro, that's what happens at the end of his stream over there. It automatically pulls you over. So it's not that hard to do either. So anybody that runs a channel out there, look into that, guys. If you need help, let me know, and I'll see if I can't help you with that. It's really not that hard. I figured it would take a lot more than what it does. But anyway, thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you. And by the way, guys, give me a roll call in there. And I'm going to do this tonight too, guys. Listen, I'm going to talk about some stuff about Hurricane Beryl here in a minute. Number one, that this thing has dropped massive tornadoes today. Okay, the storm surge came in. I was actually going to stream it live for you guys, but I got on there and was looking. There were so many people live streaming it. It was just crazy. People like Reed Timmer and, you know, those guys. So I couldn't, there's no way I could even step to anything like that. So I just felt like you guys would have been better off watching those guys. So, oh man. Western Montana, baby. I see the wink. Beam me up, Scotty. Stephanie, what's up, girl? All right, Chattanooga. Hey, I love Chattanooga. Ruby Falls is awesome. And so is, guys, if you've never been to the Chattanooga in Tennessee to the aquarium they have there. They actually have a second building now on that thing. It is awesome. It is one of the best aquariums in the country, in my opinion. But anyway, so what we got here? Hannibal, Missouri. Love me some Missouri also. Rio, love that. Vallejo, California. Linda B, Secret Isles in Rio. Georgina's in Westgate. Love it. England, love it. Love my people across the pond. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, Mark's been a member for 3 months. Stay cool, everyone, from East Tennessee, baby. Heck yeah. Look good and orange there, brother. Hey, the next one you guys get when you're here for 6 months, as a member, a consecutive member for 6 months, I believe you turn blue. If anybody doesn't know, I used to be called Blue Kool-Aid. That was the name of my channel. That's why we talk about Kool-Aid all the time. I tried to be Red Kool-Aid or just Kool-Aid, and it wouldn't let me. The name was already taken. So I ended up with Blue Kool-Aid, and believe it or not, well, I won't say any of that. People don't need to know any of that. But, okay, so, guys, we got these flares, and they're not producing a whole lot of anything right now on this side, okay? This right here is where I think the next ball game is going to come from. Now, there was, and I'm going to show it to you right now, there was an eruption today, and I'm not confident to say that it's coming at us, but as you can tell, guys, look at this. It's pretty quiet, right? I mean, to what we've been used to be seeing for the, like 3 weeks ago. The sun seems like it quieted down, but a lot of the activity's been on the far side. So that's why it's important to kind of understand that we need to pay attention to that too. But let me pause it right there. Okay. Now, most people are saying, well, what's that? That's not that big. That's not what I'm looking at. Do you guys see this right here? That little hazy look? So let me back it up some. See it right there now? Now is it more prominent for you? There was a partial halo eruption there. Now, because this is a physical disc on the satellite, I can't tell you if it's right in front of us or if it's actually on the backside. Okay? So, if I slow this down and I'll run it back a couple frames here and we'll look at it. So, watch right here. Now, this is on LASCO C2. This is on the Soho Observatory. Again, a satellite from our point of view, basically as if you went outside and looked up. Okay? Hey, Kathy, good to see you. Ghost of Stacy Allen 777. Wow, 113. That is wow. Hey, Terry. Crossville. Are you serious, Terry? Wow, my in-laws live there. Crossville, Tennessee. Heck yeah. Well, they live in Fairfield Glade. So, you probably know where that's at if you live in Crossville, I would imagine. But it's a nice area. Love that area of Tennessee. It's right on 40. Awesome. Anyway, I'm a Hoosier, by the way, in case anybody was wondering and didn't know. Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie, for clarifying that. I changed my name to Wages World, guys, because of the new laws they came out with. And they were really, at first, they were talking about the COPPA laws to protect kids and stuff. My logo looked like a cartoon. And that's something I didn't want to have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So I just changed the name just out of, kind of just because I didn't really want to take a chance, basically. Because they were killing people's channel and stuff for having that kind of thing. There was a new law. So I just didn't want to have any issues. So I just went ahead and changed the name of the channel. And it didn't hurt. It actually helped. And believe it or not, I think this makes more sense. Wages World doing space weather. You know what I mean? Versus Blue Kool-Aid. You're a Buckeye, Cindy. Heck yeah. My wife's a Buckeye. Okay. When I get mad at her, I say, well, you know what? That's a worthless nut, right? I'm just kidding. I would never say that to her. The biggest reason, don't tell nobody. Especially don't tell her. I'd be waking up in about 10 minutes on the floor with my nose bleeding. Just kidding. She would never do that to me. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. Getting a little crazy here. All right. Now, okay. So, yeah. So that's a physical disc on the camera. It's always looking at the sun here. So, but because that's a physical disc, you can't see what's right directly behind it. This white circle is the surface of the sun. At least it's trying to represent that. Okay? And by the way, guys, I'm going to show you guys some really interesting things about Hurricane Beryl here in a minute. And they are just observations, and I'll get into that in a minute, but I'm not going to go. But yeah, so hang around for that. If you haven't been, yeah, I don't usually talk about these subjects. I'm going to talk about it today just for a little bit, just because I find it very interesting and space weather is kind of slow. So anyway, surface of the sun, and then that has to be there to block the main light of the sun, or this thing couldn't even get a capture at all. All right. So let me just kind of play this, okay? Let's go forward one here. And so when I'm looking for a halo signature, you see the energy kind of poke around. Why they call it a halo signature? Well, when it goes all the way around in the circle, it looks like it's a halo for the occulter disk, right? And also, I would also preface this by telling you guys, on some of these imaging here, especially on the red ones, you'll actually see like a bar that looks like it's attached to this occulter disc. You want to know why? Because it is attached to that occulter disc. That's what's holding it in place. Now, you don't see it on the difference imaging. This one here, you can't see it very well. It's there. And one time you'll come over here and look at it, and it'll be in this position. And then you come back later, and then it'll be in this position. The reason why is they rotate that 180 degrees every so often to extend the life of the satellite. Now, I was sitting here looking at this thing, and I caught a couple lights. I call them lights, little twinkling lights. They're stars. Okay, most of them. But we do see some sun-diving comets, and I was watching this a few minutes ago, and I seen like something pop up here, and it kind of moved this direction. Now, when it's moving that direction, and it's moving at a different speed than the rest of the stars in the background, most likely that is a comet. Did you see that one kind of go through there a little bit? It's really hard to catch, and it's not going to mean anything to anybody. It's just something that I noticed. Okay. So, hey Anna, what's up? Good to see you. Okay. So, now, hey Daryl, what's happening? Greg Borg, what's happening? Guys, and like I said, it is my priority that I'm going to do an edited video sometime between the morning and noon, okay? Or just a short little quick update. It's going to be 10, 15 minutes max. I'm not going to let it get any longer than that, okay? It's going to be simply giving you guys the space weather conditions. So those people that are here for that, and it's going to, even the people that aren't really here for that, but after you're here for a minute, you understand more about space weather, you'll be able to understand more about what I'm talking about. And I'm still going to explain things in those videos, but it's going to be more precise and just down to that. But I like this because I'm able to interact with you guys. I really do. It makes the channel so much better. It makes you guys, it makes me, I feel like I'm doing more, and I'm able to connect with you guys. So I know some people, and that's why I'm going to give those people that don't really need all that the other. Because I do realize that that's how my channel used to be 100%. But, okay, so let me just back this up a little bit more. And I know I'm kind of skidding here. Oh, check it out, guys. Look, we've got us a CME. Y'all want to check it out? Okay, there you go. That's brand new. I haven't seen this one yet. I seen it kind of poking out over there, and I wasn't even going to mention it, but because I wasn't sure if it was going to be much of anything. But it does look like it could be amount to a little something here. Okay, boom. Now I will say, let me say this. First off, that looks like it's going off to our west, which is to our right when we're looking at the sun. It's backwards. East-west is backwards when looking at the sun and talking about it. That is in the danger zone, right? I'm not going to really go too much into detail what that is. Our magnetic connection line to the sun is over here. So whenever a CME blows off on that side, it has a chance of giving us a better chance of giving us a radiation storm. It crosses our magnetic connection line. If it does that and there's enough protons in there, that line will grab them protons and can move it backwards, sideways, up, down, whatever direction it needs to. It's going to get drawn into us. And it typically takes it between 20 minutes and an hour for those to get here. So when we see things erupt on this side, we do pay more attention. Okay, and that's why. I've yet to see a radiation storm that caused me any concern since I've been doing YouTube. It just really hasn't. That's why I don't like, I'll bring it up, and I always show you guys when it's happening. How do we know it's a radiation storm? Well, they measure that by protons. Solar proton flux right here. Notice that nothing's changed here yet, but remember, this just happened, so this might not be there yet. Okay? This is NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center, and what you're seeing here, over here, I highly suggest everybody come over here once a day, or at least listen to me tell you what this is saying. This is their forecasting, and it's only 3 days here. Now, if we come down to their little spiral, it gives you 2 days historic data, 5 days forecast out in the front. I don't like the 5-day thing. Okay, I've said that a bunch. I stop 2 to 3 days out. I don't typically go out any further than that, unless it's a huge CME that we definitely know is going to hit. It's just so hard to forecast that. I don't forecast anyway. I nowcast, and thank you Ryan Hall for that term, because I'm using it. That's what I do. I come out and give you the current conditions of what's going on. And I go a little deeper, just like, kind of what he does. But, hey, Genius by Birth, thank you so much. Thank you a lot. Thank you for that. Guys, I had my chat set up with the chat overlay, and I was so happy about it. And then when you guys heard me trying to talk to you at the beginning of the stream, it quit working. It's stupid. It made me mad. I'm sitting there holding my phone looking at the chat now. I had it set up for when you guys would, I could highlight the message in the chat, and it would show up on your guys' screen. And when somebody gifted a membership or did a super chat, it would show up in gold and like glitters and stuff. It was pretty cool. I've used it before. I used to use it all the time over with Tommy on the lifeboat. And get over there and check that out too, guys. Please. You guys know anybody in recovery or anything like that, get over there and check them out. Alright, now, this sunspot here is actually fairly complex. And notice, guys, that these are slowly, and even they're actually kind of speeding up, moving towards the equator of the sun. Why is that? You guys know? I think some of you guys would know, because I've talked about this before. A lot of you probably do. Well, the reason why is because the equator of the sun, actually, let me pull up SDO and I'll show it to you guys real quick. The equator of the sun rotates faster than the polar regions, okay? So, we can look at that, and let me show, I'm sorry if I kind of, let's do it like this. Well, yeah, we'll use that one. Why not? Okay. Let this load here for a second. But the equator of the sun actually rotates faster than the pole regions. What's that do? Well, when the sun does its magnetic pole flip, which is a new sun cycle when that happens, okay? All the magnetic lines on the sun go vertical. Okay? So you can think of it like a bar magnet, just like ours, right? But we're a rock. We're not plasma and other things that the sun has in its core. So we don't have the option of our equator spinning any faster in degrees than what our pole regions are. It's all rotating at the same speed, right? Now, when I say speed, I'm talking in degrees, not actually miles per hour. Because if you're standing here on the Earth, on the North Pole, and you move 15 degrees, that's what? A half a step? If you're down here on the equator and you want to move 15 degrees, you got to walk 10 steps. Okay? So you're actually moving faster as far as miles per hour from that perspective. Okay? So I'm not going to get into detail on that. But with this rotating like that, they start vertical. The lines do, the connection lines. Positive, negative, negative, positive, wherever it's at. Hey, Drops, thank you. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. 4 poles flip every year. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah, 100%. If you guys don't know what he's talking about we can go into detail on that on a different show. But he's definitely right, okay? We actually have more than just 2 main poles now. We got like 4. And guys, it gets really complicated, and I'm sure Drops would agree with me here. When you start digging into that, it really can get very, very complicated, and I try to keep it simple because I don't want to confuse people. Because I probably am not the best one to try to go any further than what I already am. I understand it, but trying to teach it to somebody, that I'm probably not all that great at yet. I will get there, but not right now, I'm not. So I'm not going to insult you guys by sit here and pretend like some other people do and tell you I know something that I'm really just not that confident about. But anyway, so when you got the vertical lines going straight up and down and the equator is rotating faster, what do you think happens? They start doing this. Okay? So, very basic. What I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to leave it at this because there's a whole lot more to it. When you see a sunspot, it's basically on one of those magnetic connection lines, and it gets a kink, and it pops through the surface. Okay? So when we first start seeing sunspots in the once the sun does its pole flip, you start seeing them up here first. Why? Because the curve's here, right? It isn't drug out like way over here yet. So as you start to migrate down, there you go, right? So when we have that termination event, when the equator pulls that enough that those 2 positive and negative finally get close enough, and there they go, boom, they flip. So when they flip, everything resets back to vertical. So that's the cycle the sun does. And there's cycles within cycles within cycles within cycles. So I'll just say that also. Now, so the complexity I'm talking about with this sunspot, and it's not extreme right now, because if it was, we'd be seeing flares left and right, and we're really not yet. When you start seeing the blues and the reds start mixing together, that's what I'm speaking about. When you get reconnection points is when we get flares. So positive and negative, they're drawn to each other. They get close enough to one another. You get a reconnection and bam, flare. If it's big enough, you're going to get a big CME with it too. Okay? So, yeah. But as you guys can see, look at this area over here. You guys see how large that is? And I know it's on the side. But man. And also, the parallax thing comes into play here too. The parallax effect. When you're looking at a sphere from a distance, things look smaller when they're on the side than what they actually are. They'll appear to grow even when they don't, as they rotate in. Now, they're going to grow and shrink no matter what. It takes it days to go from here to here, right? So there's really, I don't usually like stress on that point, but the parallax effect definitely comes into play when you're looking at the side of the sun here, okay? So let me just do this again. Oh, goodness. Oops, didn't want to show you that yet. That's all right, though. It's all right. SpaceWeather.com, guys. You guys know I love Dr. Tony Phillips. I've never talked to him. Never had a conversation with the man. I would love to. But I think his site is just the bee's knees, baby. I really do. I check his site every day, multiple times, as a matter of fact. But he's talking about this far side sunspot, and we knew it was there, but I didn't realize it was this big till I read this today. So this is helioseismicity. Okay, helio means sun. Seismicity means seismic activity, right? They use that new technique, and they're able to show you what the backside of the sun roughly looks like. Okay? So you got the front side here, right, that we can actually see, and that's the backside on the left. So when we look at the backside, this is what this technique does. It shows up as like a big dark spot. That is a sunspot. That's that huge sunspot. Where'd it go? Let me see if I can't find my sunspot. I lost my sunspot. Where'd it go? I'm just kidding. There it is. Right there. Okay? So, yeah, it's a big one. And if it's got any complexity at all, and I think that it does because we see it flaring already. So, I'm just going to leave it at that. We'll wait to see what happens once it starts looking at us. It's already blown some big ones off the backside, which actually can be a good thing for us because it could have released some of the energy and made it a little bit more stable. You know, things move around and stuff. But like I say 100 times, guys, the sun can do what it wants, when it wants, and how it wants to do it. And there's nothing we can do to change it, so we don't worry about it. We're just aware. That way when things happen, we're not scared. We're aware, and we don't get that shock scare, right? That shock scare is, you know, if you guys think back to when you were the most scared in your life, what would that be? That's when something happened that you didn't expect was going to happen. Right? So why not be aware? That way we make good decisions or better decisions when bad things do actually happen. And hopefully none of us ever have to deal with that. I hope. That's my hope for everybody and me and everybody else. You know, I like my technology and I don't want to lose it. But I'm also not going to sit here and say that it's not a possibility because it absolutely is that I could lose it. So, you know what I mean? So we'll just leave it at that on that part of the conversation here. But let me back that off. So, guys, you know this new layout here on ISWA? I'm kind of liking it. Let me tell you why. When I'm setting up, you guys see these dots? They put a grid here for everybody now. Like if I was to move this one, watch. It snaps into a grid position. It didn't used to do that. It makes the setup so much cleaner. It's crazy. Oh my gosh, Planet Hermit. What are you? Oh wow. Thank you so much. Wow. Wow. You got to be sitting. Hey, you need to email me your address, okay? Email me your P.O. box or whatever, and I'll send you a couple decks of cards. That is crazy. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Wow. Man. You know, man, you guys are just so generous, it's not even funny. Wow. Anybody got one of those? Tell him thanks. Or I think it's you're a girl, right, Hermit? If I remember right. I'm sorry if I missed. I can't see the icon. I'm on my phone here, and I can't remember what your icon was. If I misgendered you there, let me know, please. I don't want to keep calling you guy, girl. I just want to know. Oh, goodness. But thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. But they put a grid over here. See how much cleaner that looks? And the resolution on here is actually better now too, I think. It just looks better. But we look at the 171 here, guys, and you know, we can kind of see. I'll back that off some, and I'm going to hit play. You see how this one over here is really getting active? Okay? Now you're seeing those connection lines moving. And you can see how active the sun's starting to get. That is just a 24-hour loop, guys. That's 1 day worth. You see all that movement? We're going to start seeing some things here, guys. I'm telling you. Female. Okay, thank you. I will try my best not to do that and misgender you like that again. Please, if I do that, if I misgender you, let me know. I'm not going to be mad. I want people to tell me that. Mama Sap, well, you know what? That's a good question. I talked to mine. My wife is my best friend. I can tell you that straight up. Straight up. And I want to give a shout out too, guys, to all the replay crew. I know everybody ends up being on the replay crew sometime or another, but those of you guys that continue to come back and watch the replay when you can't make the live, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. That is something that is, I can't say thanks enough on that either. But if you look at the 211 over here, guys, you see this corona hole, right? That's going to rotate into the Earth strike zone. And when it does, we could connect to that. We probably will. It could give us an increase in solar wind speed and density. If that happens, and our BZ, our magnetic positioning, negative positive, is in the correct position, we could end up with a geomagnetic storm just from that. Okay? It most likely ain't going to be nothing drastic, but it could be something. All right. I tell you what I'm going to do here, guys. Now, let me preface this before I move forward here, because I don't usually talk about these subjects anymore. I talked about them a while back, a long time ago. It tends to cause arguments, and I won't engage in that. So I'm just going to show you some observations and some things that I've noticed. And it's just simply observations. They mean, I don't know what they mean, if they mean anything at all, right? But let me show you, though. But before I do that, I do want to show you guys a couple things here. Check this out. You know what this is? That right there is where I'm sitting right now. So let me push play. Oh, man. I don't want that playing volume. You're going to hear a fan. I'm a Star Wars geek, by the way. I'll stop it right here for a minute anyway. You see that right there? It says, I am their father. It's got all my kids' names on it with a lightsaber. It's pretty cool stuff. So let me hit play here. And what you're going to... That's my dog up there, by the way. Hold on a minute. I've already shown this to my members. But you see this up here? That's my dog. She's a Jedi. I got that for a Christmas gift from my daughter. As you can see, you got a lot of Funko Pops. It's just, I get a corner. That's what I get. I get put in a corner every day. That's a Super Mario Brother Light I got from a place called Scene 75. It's like a Dave & Buster's. There is the computer I've been streaming on for 5 years. 6 years. Right there. It's the same computer. Just a laptop, little 14-inch laptop. And then, this over here is what I'm looking at you guys with right now. This is an old TV my son was going to throw away. I just hooked my laptop to it and use it as a monitor. When we get old, we get, yeah, our eyes start going bad. But, anyway. So... All right. Okay, so now let me back this up a little bit. Well, I got a wireless keyboard there. I do play World of Warcraft, guys. That's that game right there. It's just something I played for years. It's 20 years old now. See that? That's my daughter. Dad's coupons, back scratches, stuff like that. Yoda. She got me that too. But believe it or not, got that down in Tennessee. I'm a Cowboys fan. Don't hate me. You're either going to hate me or love me if you're a Dallas fan. My son got me this. That's all the Dallas Cowboys years that they won the Super Bowl. It's the rings. This here is the Death Star. I can change it to Yoda or the Millennium Falcon or R2-D2. I've got Mark McGuire baseball cards, and I showed my members the other day. My son got me something for Father's Day, a 3D printed Darth Vader head. Very cool. My other son had somebody he knew made me a Darth Vader that was it was knitted and stuff like a doll. Where did that picture go? I know I had a picture of it. I don't know where it went, guys. I had a picture of it downloaded. Hold on. Let me see if I can't find it. I know I had it. Let's see if it's still here somewhere. Doesn't look like it. Sorry. I guess it could be in my downloads. Yeah, I don't know where it went, guys, so I'll have to show it to you at a different time, I guess. What's this? Oh, that's OBS. Let's, yeah, I'll just have to show you guys later. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Might have found one. Not that one. Let's look at this one. What's this one? Not that one. Not that one either. Okay, well, I don't think it's that one either. Nope. Alright, guys, I ain't gonna be able to show it to you. Sorry, I'm not gonna waste your guys' time looking through that stuff. Okay, anyway, I just want to show you guys this. That's right there's a diamond painting my daughter did also. It's Yoda. There's my dog. That's a Jedi. That's actually her face. And she is doing that with her lips. She smiles at you. But this is a diamond painting right here. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up. It's cool stuff. So, yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, let me keep moving here. And I am going to, guys, I usually don't share this stuff with everybody because people don't really want to see that. Some of you guys do. And that's why I save it for the members only streams. Okay, anyway, so what are we looking at here? This is Hurricane Beryl, and this is a radar signature, and I believe Mr. MBB3 showed that. I don't know what causes a signature like that, okay? They look like kind of like gravity wave type of things. I've seen them like that before, but I don't know what they are. I'm sure there's a reason for them. Now, I'm showing you this because this is Hurricane Beryl, right? Well, a week or two ago, we were talking about the developments of hurricanes, right? I even mentioned it. The sand, the Sahara Desert sand, right here. Okay? Let me see if I got, okay, this is the one I want to show you. You see this coming off the coast? Right now, we're inundated with Sahara Desert sand. And there was a lot of talk about hurricanes not even being able to be forming right now, which is typically the case because of the sand. It lowers the temperature of the water, and the water is the main fuel for the hurricane, right? Now, we had a G4 storm also, and I didn't point directly to that when it happened. I've been paying attention to it, okay? I'll just say that, all right? Now, I do know that we had a G4 storm out of the blue. Nobody knew it was coming. And that very same exact day is when Hurricane Beryl did its thing. Right? So, and I know some other people have talked about this. Hey, Deep Quake, what's going on, brother? Thank you. Appreciate that. 100% appreciate that. So awesome. And again, guys, see, let me point this out. The second I showed you guys my studio, I lost about 30 people in the chat. And I knew I would. Just saying. But I wanted to show you guys this. This is something that's pretty cool, I think. So let me show you this. Remember, this is a normal thing we get every year. Sahara Desert gets sucked in. Now, year to year, it's different, the amount. Whole lot of weather conditions and upper wind flow and everything else, the stirring currents, everything comes into play here, right? But it was thought because of all this sand out here, we weren't really too worried about development. Well, I think what happened was we got that G4 storm, and I do believe that it got to a spot over here in the Caribbean where there wasn't as much sand, so I think the water temperature was higher. So I think that's why Beryl was able to, boom, do what it did, right? But because my eye and everybody's eye and mine sees things, I actually sent this over to Adam. and Dex, and I sent it to my mods, I believe. But this is a signature to Mr. MBB3. Somebody sent it to him, and it's the same day I'm getting ready to show you. Okay, here's the Dominican Republic, right? So if I take you guys here, see, we're looking at the same area, right? This is the same day. Now, I'm not blowing this way out of proportion. I have no idea, okay? I'm just saying this is what I seen. When I looked at this, my mind went boom, there it was. Just an observation, all I'm saying. I'm not even going to dig into it. But I did want to show it to you because I thought it was really interesting. This all happened at the exact same time. This is that Sahara dust model, okay? And you can get to that over there on Tracking the Tropics, okay? So again, I think it's entertaining to me, and it's interesting, right? I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to research this out. I'm not doing any of that. A lot of other people do. I do watch some people like that because I find it very entertaining. I really do. But, you know, what I do is I nowcast space weather. So I'm not going to go into detail here. But I did want to point that out, that I had already sent this off to Adam and everybody else days before Mr. MBB3 showed this when he received it, right? From one of his viewers. But it was the same day. So I do think, and let me say this. This is a radar signature. Here, okay? This is why it really kind of grabbed me, and I stopped and thought, well, maybe I'll just share this with everybody. This is a radar signature that did this. Now, we've seen these kinds of signatures before, but there is no radar out here. This is out in the middle of the water, guys. So it's not ground clutter or nothing like that. Now, can it be anomalies? Yes. I have no idea what causes this. This is something that we see. We see it from time to time. I know I have, in different parts, whatever's going on, right? And I don't make a big deal about it because I don't know what it is. But for that to be in the exact same spot as this on the same day points to me that there might have been something physically going on there. Because this is a model. This is not. This is a radar image. Now it's a composite, and if you were to run this model, I would guess you would probably see some chopping up going on, because you can see how it's not lining up exactly here. Like it's in that position where you got 2 or 3 radars coming together trying to composite and give you a single image, right? You see this kind of blurred line here in the middle? That's what that is. Those are 2 different images trying to stitch together. And it didn't do it very well, is what I'm trying to say. But it's not around this. So I don't know what causes that. I'm not trying to make any claims at all. I'm just showing you an observation I made. So when I seen this, I was like, well, that's pretty, you know, you get your little triangle thing going on. You got this thing in the middle. And obviously, you know, we've all seen this thing here. I don't want to talk about that part of it, guys. I showed it to you because I thought it was interesting. And you could kind of hear me backing off now because I don't like talking about this stuff anymore. I really don't. I'm not that knowledgeable about it. Trinity, she does a really good job over on her channel. Trinity Red Pill, Blue Pill, Hi Ho Kermit the Frog here. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, she deep dives into these things. These kinds of things. Go check her out. She does a really good job. But I went back the next day, and I shouldn't have, because my mind starts going all stupid and crazy. You know what I mean? This is what I see. And you guys probably don't even see what I'm seeing here. So let me go to the next picture here. That's backed off a little bit. Okay, you see the kind of pattern thing going on here? Now, this is because the hurricane is getting stronger, and winds and upper flow currents are moving, obviously, so it's pulling the sand away, right? But that's all I'm saying. I ain't even going to comment on that. Y'all do what you want with that, okay? But I just thought I'd show it to you because I thought it was interesting. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. Oh, man. Oh, man. Shoot. I think a wobbling world could be speeding up, too, Wrath. Because you got to think that something that wobbles, like when you like spin it on a table, everything's getting pulled to the center of the earth, so everything's getting pulled that direction. That's why it wobbles when it slows down. If that gravity's not there, it probably doesn't have much of an effect, is what I'm saying. As far as wobbling, I would think that it would make it wobble a little different, and then the same thing if we sped up. But I guess it could be like a bullet too, as it rifles. Keeps it straighter if it's moving faster, I guess. I don't know, but I do know, like, if you take a top or a quarter and you spin it on the tabletop, the reason it wobbles when it slows down is because gravity's pulling on it. And we're out in the vacuum of space and nothing's pulling on us but like the sun and stuff like that. But anyway, that's a good point, though. Definitely a good point. And I could be, I definitely could be wrong about that. So, but yeah. So I just thought that was interesting, guys. That's all. I don't really have a whole lot of other things here, guys. Cat 1 hurricane broke power. Poles in half. We have no power. Oh, wow, Deborah. Prayers for you. That sucks. Yeah, with the water moving drops, that's a good point too. You know, when we start tilting back and forth and stuff a little bit, and the water starts getting displaced, and you get heavier on one side than the other, and everything else. There's so many things there, guys. I'm just not, I understand everything, but I'm not in the position to try to teach anybody that kind of stuff, I guess. I don't think I could at this point. That's why I send you guys to smarter people. Well, like Wrath and Drops and everybody else. For sure, Deborah. For sure. It sucks. I know it dropped a pretty good amount of tornadoes, guys, down there, which I don't think they were kind of expecting at first. They were actually issuing PDS warnings for those tornadoes. I haven't seen that in a hurricane in a long time. Particular dangerous storm. I know they just recently added that to the warning system, 5 or 6 years ago? But we've seen some CC drops, which is basically you're seeing debris in the air, the radar is, indicating large tornadoes. And usually with like hurricanes, you don't get the large ones. You get the quick spin up ones. And they do damage, but I mean, the ones that they were showing were kind of long lasting. You need a Coke? Heck yeah. I like Coke. Alright, guys. I'm going to go ahead and pop off. I'll see you guys in the morning. I will be giving you an update. Everybody at gifted memberships today. Hermit, AA Ron, Genius by Birth. Guys, get over and check out Marv. Please. You're doing you guys a disservice if you don't get over there. Let's see here. Is he on yet? Nope, not yet. He will be. He will be, guys. But check out everybody else I always talk about, please. Guys, again, support your YouTubers right now as far as watching the videos. It's a hard time in this time of year. I'm not me. I'm not talking about specifically me. It's just in general. So in this community, the more we can share and, mention other people and go watch, the better. And again, guys, it's summertime. We expect this when we do things here on YouTube. We know this is coming. Happens every year. But at the same time, it is a rough time. It does kind of do that kind of thing. But thanks to all my mods. Love you guys. Love my Kool-aid Krew. All the new members. Look, turn on your notifications so you get the notification when we go live for members only. I've been scheduling that now also. I usually give you guys at least a 12-hour warning. I'm trying to give you guys a day. If I can make that happen, that's even better. But tomorrow, sometime before noon, maybe a little after, to very early, 8 to 9 o'clock, I'll give you guys an update video, just straight space weather. And then tomorrow night, obviously, I won't have all this to talk about again. But we'll still talk space weather. I mean, that's what I do, right? At night. The live streams and stuff are going to stay pretty much the same. I'm trying to, reel it in a little bit without squirreling so much. And I've been doing pretty decent. I was kind of off a little bit today because I haven't done one in a couple days. But anyway, guys, get over and check out Mars. Hey, Renee, what's up? Thanks again, Miss Planet Hermit. And Daryl, what's up? Jeremy, what's happening? Christy, Stephanie, you guys rock. All right, guys. God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.